How's it, everybody? Coming to you live from South Africa. Just sort of my little South African lingo your way. When we greet each other in this country, we say, how's it? It's kind of like a play on how's it going or how you doing, but we say, how's it? So I thought I'd put it out there. And then Pops was very eager to point out that people in America say something similar, and they go, how's it? What do you say? How's it doing? Yeah, how's it doing?
Yeah, how's it going, man? How's it going, bro?
How's it going, bro?
What's up? What's up?
Wow, that is so not Pops. But anyway, what's up? I like to see Pops doing that. Anyway, we hope everybody's doing well. We got a really good hangout for you today. And if you're watching the replay, bad person, you got to get on here first so we can say hello to you in the comments. And I think this is the first time I'm speaking and I'm not hearing myself speak in the background because I remembered to press mute. Yes, I did. Unless it's not even going. Yes, it's going. It's going. Cool. All right. Hey, we see Bob over there. Hey, Bob, welcome to the comments. Love to see you there, man. And let's see. So we got Uncle Bob. We want to know if Auntie Maria is coming on. Is she there? I don't think Maria is here. Or if she's here, she's not commenting right now. So if you are there, say hi in the comments. I believe we might have a visitor called Anna. And Anna, if you're here, we're welcome. We're so great to see you there. And you know, I've had a very interesting week. I've been still fighting with my internet connection. Right now, it's going well. And if you're wondering why I'm looking in this direction, it's not because my router is over there. It's because I'm looking at the screen because I keep pinging Google to see if I'm actually connecting or not. And things seem to be going pretty well. Earlier on today, I had nothing there. It was just timeout, 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 timeout. And now everything seems to be going well. But you know what? That aside, I've had a very good week. I've been doing a lot of research for my next YouTube marketing course, which is SAM 3.0. I'm very excited about that, working towards putting that out there. It's going to be a brand new course, and hopefully it'll be out soon. But I can't make any promises because it's a work in progress. So with that being said, I think we will go over to, I think we'll do Pops because I know Katie's going to want to speak forever. And so Pops, how are you doing? How are things going? You guys in a restaurant right now, right?
Yeah, we're in Panera again. It seems to be the best place in the neighborhood, in the area. At least they don't have karaoke or however you want to pronounce it here. That helps. And the music is relatively quiet, kind of bounces around in this corner, but it seems to be about the best place to go in Lakeland, Florida to get online. So, and they have good food too. Yeah.
Oh, you finished. Okay.
Rain. Oh, we're getting some rain, a little bit here, a little bit there, kind of cooling it down. Waiting for the mosquitoes to come out and carry us away. I think we'll be out of here by the end of the month.
Cool. Excellent. You guys have been there for quite a while. You know why they say it rains cats and dogs? Because of all the little poodles seal around, you know? Anyway, so I know that was so lame and you can, whatever the case is. But Mr. Jamie Shaw, I believe you've had an interesting day. How are things going with you, sir?
Oh, I had a heck of a day. And it's not... It's the only thing bad about being a manager in corporate America is when you catch somebody cheating on their timesheet, you know, and you got to call them out, call bullshit, you know, and it doesn't feel good to call them out and call bullshit on them because, you know, most people are just trying to earn a paycheck to pay the bills, you know, and these guys aren't making a ton of money, you know, so I kind of understand, but, you know, it still feels bad to have to call them out, but you know, right's right and wrong's wrong. And, you know, I mean, you need to know better than to do something like that, you know, try to get away from it. But that was my week, you know. Other than that, you know, I talked about Saturday that I've got this new copywriting course that I've been into, and I've been into it all weekend. So it's really cool. No, I haven't dug into the big Copywriting Mastery yet on the program we use, but, I will eventually. I've got some other copywriting courses that I've scooped up, you know, and they're just as good as Brian Finale, but, you know, Brian Finale is the master in my mind. So, you know, I can't wait till I get to the point where I can dive into his, but that's something we haven't really covered a whole lot, and maybe we'll see some of it tonight. I don't know what Katie's got in store to talk about. It might be something cool, but copywriting is the lifeblood of your business, so if you can master that, this is what I've learned. If you can master copywriting, then you're well on your way. So stay tuned. You might get a surprise tonight. Who knows?
Of course. And I mean, this is, of course, while Katie's speaking, you can be with your notebook going, okay, that's right. Okay, that's right. Make you feel all nervous and stuff. No, I'm just kidding. We're all friends, yeah, and that's cool. So let's go over to Miss Katie Kate. She is sitting opposite her dad, which is so awesome that she's being able to do this with her dad, her business. I mean, that's probably everybody's dream to be able to do it with their parents, because most parents don't understand the first thing about marketing. But, Pops is right there. He understands a lot, and that's why we keep him on here, because he's our wisdom keeper. Katie Kate, how are things going with you?
It's very good, thanks, Dave. And I do follow in my dad's footsteps a lot, which is nice because he's taught me how to become a very decent, humble, and very wise human being. So I appreciate Pops for I'm going to say. And here's the thing: as far as I am really easily amused, and I'm super excited. I got excited when we hit live. All of a sudden, a little notification popped up on my phone. If you can see that here, this is my fan page. And I had forgotten that I set up a reminder saying, hey, we're going live. We just hit live on Monday Marketing Mastermind. I'm like, oh, yes, I am interested. And I'm going to give Ricky a shout out because I actually kind of modeled what he did, because I set this up in ManyChat. So now I just said, hey, awesomeness, I'm going to go to this live hangout. And as soon as I hit that, it's going to come to this page that you guys are seeing on. I think that is super, super exciting. So thank you, Ricky, for putting me in that right direction to get my ManyChat kind of going, because it's good to have that, because this stuff is cool. This stuff is good information. We give it out for free, and we help people. We ask to bring your prospects if you're a member in the marketing system that we use, and we do the selling together. So that's what we do. It's awesome stuff.
Great.
Back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much. I'm catching the studio right now. So I got to say, the subject we're going to talk about today is very interesting. And I would say that it kind of follows on from last week when we were talking about cognitive dissonance in ourselves and in our lives, because very often we're faced with a lot of stuff that comes our way, and it's very hard to decipher what is real and what is garbage. And, often when we are faced with something that's challenging or puts us in a spot where we just kind of reject it, we're in that state of cognitive dissonance and we don't know what to do. And this is why we encourage people to take up a logical position, take up a position of you know what, it's possible I could be wrong. Let me look at the other side and let me weigh up the pros and cons and see what's actually working and what isn't, and to take your feelings out of it. And today we want to talk about part of what we want to talk about, because this is kind of in two sections. And the first part is we want to talk a little bit about hype and hype in our business, because hype for me, I just wrote an email about it, and to be quite frank with you, I get really upset, I get really angry, and I start raging like a lunatic whenever I see these guys on the internet making these outrageous statements. And it was so funny. I was doing research on this subject a while back, and I typed in, what is hype marketing? And I was looking at what people were saying, and I clicked on this one video, and this guy gave a very, very clear definition about hype was. And he was saying basically it's giving you a higher expectation of what actually could possibly happen that isn't really true. And I thought, well, this is good information. And he was talking and why, he doesn't use hype in his own business, and which is really great. And I thought that's excellent, excellent advice. So you know how when the video ends and then you've got it on the replay, or you've got it on the next video, and the little thing starts turning around, and I was just, the video had ended. I hadn't clicked anything. The next video that came up was how to make $10,000 online. without paid ads. And I thought, weren't you the guy that just said that you don't use hype in your business? What the heck is going on here? And it kind of makes you think about what hype really is. And so I've got a question for everybody out there, maybe for even some on the panel. The only person that knows this is Katie, because I spoke to her about it, unless she mentioned it to Pops. But did you mention it to Pops? Just give me a yes or no. You didn't? Okay, cool. So I want to put this out there. I want to ask people who are watching right now, what do you think the opposite of hype is? What do you think the opposite of hype is? Quite an interesting question, I think. I'm sure. And don't type in what's the opposite of hype on Google. I'm not going to find the answer there. This is something I came up with myself, and I think it's very interesting. And the moment I say it, you'll be like, whoa, okay, I see where you're going. I see where you're going. Let's go there, and we'll slowly get there. So let's start with Pops. If Katie never said anything to you, because if Katie said something to you, don't say anything. But what do you think the opposite of hype would be?
I guess I would have to say serious, honest, and straightforward discussion or marketing, whichever way you want to apply it. Hype doesn't necessarily have to be applied in marketing.
Okay. I mean, I certainly can see why you came to that conclusion. It's perfectly, it makes sense. I actually agree with that. What do you think, Jamie?
I say attraction, because if you're hyping it up, then the opposite of it is going to be attraction marketing, because you're trying to attract people to you instead of hyping them.
Instead of pushing them away. That's interesting. I never thought about that aspect of it. That's very interesting. What do you think, Bob? You're on here. What do you think the opposite of hype is? And for Ricky, if you're watching, type it in there. I know there's a slight delay, so I'm gonna say the word parasuti moxifruti benzodiazepine just so that we can have some time up here. I think it's interesting. Oh, you're hilarious. Katie is so funny. Wow. So we're going to stand up there, turn around, and say the word hype. Okay. So, insect spray. What the? Okay. So I'm going to just say it. If I said this definition to you, what would it remind you of? False expectations appearing real. What does it remind you of?
Yeah, that's hype. False expectations appearing real is hype.
So that normally comes from the word fear. I find it very interesting that it comes from the word fear. And I would say that hype is it's kind of like the anti-hero. It's kind of like the opposite of fear, because fear gets people to go away, and hype is that thing that you see something and you're just drawn into it like an infomercial, and it's just saying all of the things, but it's really the same type of information. False expectations appearing real. You have this idea of something that you heard, and it's just exaggerated to the nth degree. But that isn't the hype part. The hype part is that what they're telling you can't be done, or it can't be fulfilled. All right. So people are, years ago, I was involved with a company. It's no longer around. I'm not embarrassed to mention, I was growing like everybody else, and it was called Amazing Five. And Amazing Five was this company that said, you give us $5 and we'll turn it into $15 in a few weeks. And the way that they told us this would happen is, you give us $5, it goes into our matrix, our little matrix box, and then at the end of 3 weeks, it comes out $15. And what they telling you what's going on in that matrix box is it's not exactly clear, but you just know that there's something happening. and you come up with this illusion that there's trading going on and people are working with your money to make it bigger. But it was just a sheer Ponzi scheme, because all they would do is go to another 5 people and say the exact same thing and then come back to me and say, here, here's your $15. So in essence, I'd give them $100, and after 3 weeks, I'll make $150. And I think, wow, that's amazing. That really works. And they just give you so much hype to make you think that something could actually happen, when in fact, they're just lying to you. It's a flat out lie. And this is where dishonesty comes in. And I find it very interesting that fear and hype is almost on the same level, except the one is drawing people away and the other one is drawing people to like a moth to a flame. And I would suggest that we've all been a victim of hype in some areas of our lives. And I would also go a little bit step further and say that there is kind of good hype and there's bad hype. Now, I'm not for one moment saying that the actual definition of hype is good. I'm just saying that a lot of people use it in their business to get people's attention. That's all they do. And depending on what you say, can be very misleading, all right? Because all of us, including me, we got involved with a number of programs where we decided we were going to go head first and we were going to see how this was going to go based on all the hype. And one of those companies we all came from was Empower Network. And Empower Network had stories of people who had been in the industry for like 6 months and now they're earning $10,000 a month, or they've been in there 3 months and now they're earning $10,000 a month. And we know, because we've met these people, that a lot of those stories were in fact true. All right. But the way that the company was presented was in a way that was very, very exaggerated, to the point where it gave you the impression that you could become successful very, very quickly. And the interesting thing about the marketing aspect of it was they never said anything of that whatsoever. They never gave the impression. They never said that you could become rich in 7 days or you could become rich in 3 weeks. They never said that. They just told their life experiences. And this is why I say that there is bad hype where you lie to people, and then there is the hype where you're trying to get people's attention. And this is, I mean, if you think about your entire lives, when people go to movie theaters, they see a trailer of a movie. What is that trailer doing? It's taking everything, all the highlights inside of that movie, and it's putting it into this 3-minute video, and you're experiencing this amazing ride with the movie, and it makes you want to go and see the movie. And if you do it right, you can actually get people to go and watch a great movie, and that's all fine and good. But if you give out a trailer that gives you the impression of this amazing movie and you go and see the movie and it's a flop, well, then you've kind of misrepresented the movie. But we do this in our lives. Can you guys think of examples of hype that we use in everyday lives? Maybe Pops or Jamie or Katie that you can think of?
Yeah, every time I want Katie to make coffee, I tell her how really fantastic it's going to be. Just delicious. Don't forget to put a little extra in for yourself.
Oh, wow. Actually, I wanted to talk about some of the conversations that we might have online in the business sense. I'm going to put this in a business filter because I love when Dave talked about the movie trailers. You know, that's more hype. Sometimes it's more hype, and like you go to the movie and you're like, what the, you know, it was more exciting to watch the trailers. I love that. But here's what, when you're talking to people in Messenger, and you got to be careful what you say, because you seem a little bit like you're putting stuff out there and you're not really listening to them and what they need. You're just giving them information, what they want, and you're kind of throwing hype out there. So I just wanted to say, just be a little bit careful. I'm going to share this conversation that I had today, actually. It's a perfect opportunity to share this example. Well, there was a guy on that we've already talked to before. We have a solid rapport. It's no big deal. He's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. And he messages me today and he says, I'm just going to pitch you. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't mind. I like it when people pitch me because I want to see what's out there, right? Not to join or anything like that. It's because it's always good to, for me in the business that I do. Anyways, so I always like to know what's out there. So he's telling me about this crypto thing and Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, but I should say crypto. So he never said Bitcoin, but this new crypto thing, right? And I asked him, okay, cool. I was just asking him questions about it. And he says, well, how about you? Did you want to do this? And I said, my passion is not in crypto. It's actually helping people become thought leaders in their niche, and exactly what I'm doing now, right? And learning, teaching attraction marketing and how to, get them to where they need to go in their business. That's my passion. So he says, is that how much you are willing to not take a step to secure your future? So right now he's telling me it's like I'm like making a mistake. Like I'm probably going down the wrong path. He doesn't know me that well, but it's like he's trying to tell me that he's trying to put that fear in me, right? Saying, are you sure you don't have a secured future? Are you sure about this? Maybe you should be getting into this crypto thing. So I said, haha, my future is definitely secure. You can believe that because it's I stay focused on my passion. But that's a good hit. Okay, right? So I said, I focus on my passion. And I honestly don't have the energy or the time to promote anything new right now. That's why I referred to, I'll pass it on to somebody that I know who is in crypto and just to have them look at it, right? So it's a win-win situation. We all make money, right? Because it's one of my clients, because here's another content you can have for a review because she does reviews. So this is good for everybody. So anyways, he says, I actually pitched you because I believe that you should benefit from this platform too. So I already told him no, but he's trying to tell me that I'm going to benefit from this platform. And me becoming a millionaire in less than 2 years, thought I'm friends with you enough to let you on such an amazing venture. I'm like, that's hype. I just about puked in my mouth a little bit when he said that. I'm like, you know what? Here's my reply. And he says, oh, well, and gives me the link. And I said, okay, person, congrats to your success, right? I didn't get mad. I congratulated from his success because we're all definitely in the same path of building our own legacy. That's what I love about this industry. There's so many ways that you can do to get there. That being said, if the path that someone chooses is a little bit different than yours, you got to respect that, because we're all here building the tallest tower. We don't need to knock each other's down to do that in the process. Bam! Right? So that was the conversation. It's like we're not trying to be out there to try to, to me, he already looks like he's hungry for a sale. He's not coming as a person who has made the $1 million in 2 years and becoming a humble person. He's just like, I got the dollar sign on my forehead. He's not talking about my needs and my wants and fulfill my human needs, which we'll actually get to a little bit later on. So that's a mistake I don't want anybody to use. You always got to speak in their value, with a little bit of your value, but speak in their value. So that's pretty much how you can get people to do whatever you want, really, in a good way. Don't do it in a bad way, but do it a good way.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I will say that if you are going to use some form of way that, so here's where a lot of marketers make this mistake in the industry. I believe this is what I believe, because I've been there. I've gone through the struggle myself. I know the battles that people go through. I know that it's difficult. I know that there are times where it seems like nothing's working out, but I just keep working at it. And then when it finally happened, when I made my first $5,000 month, I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you kidding me? This is amazing that I made this amount of money. And what a lot of people do is when they make their first big sale, like they'll make $10,000 or $5,000, they'll make a video that says, learn how you can make $5,000 with these 3 easy steps. And what they have forgotten to say, and this is why I say, if you're going to make a video like that, you need to qualify it. Don't leave people hanging. All right, because if you just hype up the video and that's all you do, a few things are going to happen. Number one, you're going to get the wrong type of person in your business. You're going to get people that are just wanting to make a quick buck. You're going to get these people that are just tire kickers. You're going to get people that are these $1 million lottery winners type industry, these people that just want to make a quick buck very quickly. But you need to qualify what you have to say. So if you're going to make a statement like, look how I made $5,000, and it could be the truth, if they click on that video and watch it, you need to be straight with people. All right. So I often tell people that I come from a third world country. I've become financially independent. That's all true. That's all true. So I could make a video telling people that, but when they click on my video, I qualify what I say, and I say, you know what, it's not easy in the sense of 1, 2, 3, and you're going to get results coming into your business. There needs to be mentors that you follow. You need to go through training. You need to have a community. You need to be surrounded by successful people. You need to use systems that work. I give people all the information. I don't just leave them hanging. And this is why I say that if you're going to inflate something or tell them of your massive success, always qualify it. That's my advice. I would say always qualify it. And here's the other thing too, is if you want to take the quick road, and be hypey all the time, you will just lose it very quickly. But if you want success to carry on for you on a long-term basis, slow and easy does it. Slow and easy does it is the pace. That's going to really help you. And here's the other thing I wanted to bring up, the last point about hype. And Katie mentioned this, that even she knew she was going to get pitched. She knew that somebody was going to try and get her to join something. Don't run away from those opportunities. Don't run away from people who want to hype something. Look at what people have to offer, because there is something you can learn from just about anything out there. All right. They may not give you all of the good stuff, but they could give you some information that's helpful, some title that you could use. But don't just flat out ignore it. Go into that cognitive dissonance that we spoke about last week and say, oh, this is garbage, it'll never work out. When I first saw the Empower Network sales video, my instant reaction, my very first reaction was, this is just nonsense. It's just rubbish. I'm never gonna. Why do they keep on doing this? And then when I got into it a few months later, then I saw the reason behind it all. I saw how there were really good people inside of this company that wanted to help me. And this is why you should never run away from stuff. And this is the difference between people that fail and people that succeed. The ones that actually take the risks. They're prepared to go for that $1 trial just to see what's inside. Those are the ones that actually get to the success part of their lives. We have a great opportunity here where we want to share with you, and it's not an MLM or anything like that. It's a marketing university. You can click on the link below this video where you can get started for a trial for like $10 for 10 days. If you don't like it, you can cancel and you don't have anything to do with it. But you will never know unless you go for it. All right. And, we want to be as real with you as possible. But I also want you to understand that hype, don't let it frighten you so much. Don't run away from hype. There's some hype up there that people just don't know any better. People just don't know any better. And you need to look at the evidence for yourself and go into it. I just wanted to say that. If anybody here on the panel wants to add to that, go for it. I'd really appreciate it.
I hope you guys don't mind. Sorry, Pops, I'll let you go after this. I really wanted to do another example of Snowball Off what Dave was saying about this page that you're seeing here. If you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully there's a link below the YouTube link in the description for this page that we're talking about. And so what I wanted to say is that I was talking to somebody today. So Anna, if you're watching, I just want to say hi, Anna. She's using the same marketing system. And what we do in this community is we we have these special coded for our marketing members, so we do the selling together. And when I shared her these hangouts that we do, we've been doing these for like, what we talked about this, Dave. We're like, wow, it's been like 3 years, 3 freaking years, and like 5 years for you, or 4. You know, we've been doing this forever, and we started it way back in a different company. We just kind of transitioned into this one. So anyways, I shared her with these hangouts, you know, Ricky's hangout. I shared Jamie's hangout. I shared, you know, the Pops and Mine's hangout. I shared it with her, and this is what happens when people are so used to hype and not getting what they are promised, is that she actually had to step back for a second and say, wait. Are you sure about this? Like, you're allowing me to do this for free and bring my prospects to your hangout, and I'll get coded and credited for it if they decide to buy? And she's like, what's in it for you? I mean, she didn't mean anything bad about it, but she really got so used to not being able to get this kind of help, I should say, if that makes sense. Like this like, we're giving stuff away here, right? And she's like, man, this is so badass. You know, because she's so used to the other stuff that's like, not, you know, if you guys get what that means. So Pops, did you want to say something?
Oh, you're doing fine, actually. Excuse me. I was going to comment like Dave was talking, not just because somebody's throwing hype out, that doesn't mean that they don't have some value, because likely the way they were taught, possibly, is not everybody has this type of a situation available to them, including our Saturday workshop. They don't exist around very much, and not very many people know about it. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that, you know, we concentrate on the attraction marketing and the sincerity, and we help whoever wants help. Why not? You know, we're all in this together, and if it'll help somebody else, you know, eventually it'll come back. You know, it'll come back to your karma, whatever it's called. It'll pay off in the long run. So again, like Dave said, don't be afraid of it. Just, you know, embrace it and get what you can out of it and move on.
Absolutely. And just for Robert was saying, could we explain what coding means? There is a link that we have at the top of this video where you can actually, there's a piece of code that you can attach to the end. If you're inside of My Lead System Pro, you can put your username on the end, and you can go ahead and send that out to your list, and you can get credited for any sales that happen. And I also want to say hi to Joe Mack over there, who's in New York. I got to meet Joe personally, face to face. It was awesome. Can you believe it? He's the same. Yeah, we're about the same height. Like, we're both 6'2" or something. Wow. It's quite yeah. It was quite incredible.
Wait, I thought you were 6'7".
Yeah, I get told every time. So yeah, it was crazy. We actually met in the airport, and it was just amazing how it happened, because that airport is huge. It's got a slight case of continent, and so I was walking around the entire airport, and Joe was going everywhere asking if they had seen me, trying to describe me. And then I came out for a cigarette, and ever since then he says, I'm never going to say anything about your smoking, Dave, because if it weren't for the fact that you didn't go for a cigarette, I would never have met you. And I walk out of the glass doors, and I just hear, Dave in the background. And you know, and that's where, you know, he took me, you know, we drove around for a bit. His daughters didn't believe I was real. They thought I was some scammer from Africa. But when they met me, we were like, oh, you're actually real. You do exist. So that was pretty awesome. And that's also why I met Katie and Pops in Vegas, which was tremendous time. So getting we've just gone way off the subject here, but you know, guys, at the end of the day, we need to be aware. We need to be aware that there are places where opportunity lies, and just because you think it's a scam, just because you think it's overhyped, doesn't mean that there aren't some truths inside of that. All right, truth is truth, no matter where it comes from. It's something my dad taught me my entire life. Doesn't matter where you hear it. That's why, and I've spoken to Katie about this many times, that there are many marketers that get under my skin, but I still listen to them because they have truth, and they can tell you things that you never knew before. And this is the amazing thing about this world that's out there. Everybody has a little bit of truth that you can grab onto and you can use. And this is why you have communities that help us. So if you're not sure about something, contact us and we can perhaps point you in the right direction. It might not mean that you're working with us, but we've been in the position where we have helped people, haven't got any monetary gain from it. And it's because we want to help other people. And that's ultimately what your goal should be. And, Zig Ziglar said it best: if you help people get what they want, you'll get what you want. And I would imagine that Zig Ziglar could have possibly said and probably stopped at help people get what they want, period. Because ultimately, he was a very giving person. And he, the truth is that people just want something at the end. But if you help as many people get what they want, you are certainly going to go in the right direction where reciprocation, if that's a word, I think it's a word, reciprocation is part of the whole equation. So with that being said, I want to hand this over to Katie, because Katie got something she wants to teach us. And I know she's only teaching a little bit of something very special. And so, Katie, I want to hand this over to you. And she's going to be talking in relation to the subject about how to actually speak to people. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Katie. I'm throwing you the studio, Katie. So you can grab the studio. Okay. So
awesome. Got it. Appreciate it. Actually, what I was going to go through is something, if you're on the comment page right on the side of the video, or if you're in mobile view, it's probably right down below the video that says, that's probably below the yellow shiny candy-like button that says get started now. There's just a little picture of a CD set that's called Copywriting Mastery, and it's something that we provide in this marketing system, and it's a product. You don't even have to buy the marketing system. You can just buy this product outright and just go through it, and it's amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the 12 undeniable human needs when you're doing copywriting, because once you tap into this now, I want you to promise me that you're going to do this for good, to get better leads, get better sales, get your right type of person you want in your business, and make sure you help these people get what they want. Because as what Dave was saying, you get enough people to help what they, that one. Get what they want, you get what you want. There's so many words in that quote. I don't know how to say it. All right. So here, okay. So I'm actually going to, present. Let me know, can you guys see that? I can't see you guys, so is this shared on your screen now?
Yes, we can see it, Katie.
Perfect. Okay, so this is Copywriting Mastery, 12 Undeniable Human Needs. So I'm going to try to go through this as slow as I can with you guys. You can take screenshots, you can use Jing. You can write stuff down, but this is recorded, so you can always come back to it. So the first one is ease their pain, because people will do anything for someone who eases their pain, and the human focuses 10 more times more than avoiding pain than gaining pleasure. So what is your number one target market's biggest pain? And that's something that you need to know. So for me, I help people I help them find their voice. I help them get community that they get, the mentoring that they want. They want to be the thought leaders. So I help turn them into thought leaders. And I understand what it is to be left alone on an island. So I speak that kind of language, and I hit their pain points and saying, you know what, I am sick of that. That is what's happening in my business, and I need a change, and I'm ready to do this change. I'm ready to get unstuck. So that's the kind of language I speak. And if you want them to feel your pain, you talk about yours. Okay? So stories are super important. What before and after are you using your product stories could you tell that proves that you can ease their pain? Right? You get somebody who's in health and wellness or something like that, right? If they want to lose weight and, try out sorry, there's a lot of laughing. It's very funny. Thanks. It's very funny. Okay. So anyways, let me go to number 2 is encourage their dreams. So in order for you to encourage their dreams, you have to know what their dreams are. And this comes with a lot of getting in the conversation and really get to know somebody and have that authenticity and just natural curiosity of what is their dreams embedded into their brain, and just kind of reiterate back to them as they're telling you their dream. You're going to give it back to them and say, okay, I hear what you're saying. This is what you want to do. And use your intuition and use your, not intuition, I'm sorry, your integrity. If it's something that you can't physically do or possibly do in your product, service, or something, then give them to somebody or refer somebody to them that they can. Like me, like I talked about earlier, I don't do anything with crypto, but I know a lot of people who do. So I would refer them to like Maria, right? Or Sonia. That's what I would do, as long as it gets to where they need to go. Okay, but this is the kind of the copywriting thing that we're talking about. This is about, you know, making a sales page, making a video, but it helps in conversations too when you're using this copywriting mastery, because then you get to learn this language, you start speaking it. So you speak the limitless possibilities, you encourage them to dream and dream big, because a lot of times people don't feel like they are either worthy or they can't reach it. So you just, okay, maybe it's too big. Maybe we got to step back. Maybe $10,000 a freaking month isn't going to be doable. So let's try with 2. Oh, that's a little bit too small. Okay, let's try with 5. You know, just kind of work with it. Let's just figure it out. And you can have the conversation. What's your number one product? How many customers do you need to get in order to sell that product? Or how many products do you need to sell? You know, that kind of thing. But, you know, it's just, those are the kind of conversations that happen in the background. And you paint the picture in their minds, and they start daydreaming. It's really cool. You get them in that place, and it's really awesome. And it's a fun conversation when you get them in that place to start daydreaming and paint that picture in their mind. And you can start off the words like imagine. It's really magical stuff. So number 3 is validate their thoughts, concerns, and feelings. So people need to be right. You let them be freaking right. Okay, you get them to feel that you understand where they are. So example of validation of concern is, now that you've been online for a length amount of time, you and I both know that there's a lot of garbage out there, or I could say hype, and that promises you riches overnight. You know, just exactly what we talked about. You understand, you're at that level, that same plane level. Like, I've been there too. So they're right. Like, absolutely, you're right. This could be something that's far-fetched, and I've been there, done that, but here's what I offer. Magical stuff, right? Number 4 is engage and capture attention. Squirrel. I'm sorry, that was really funny. I couldn't wait to do that. All right, so engage and capture their attention. So there's a lot of distractions out there. There's a lot of noise online, and it really does get a little overwhelming when there's a lot of hype and you're not sure. You can't discern what's real and what's not. Right, so you have to engage them and always speak in the language to fill their needs. Right, exactly what we're going through here. You speak their wants and needs through your copy. So, example, instead of just saying, "Hey, we're hosting a Monday night mastermind every week since 2014," I think that's 14. Yes. Instead of just saying that, you have to say, we've been hosting, it's better to say, we've been hosting a Monday mastermind every week since 2014. So you can count on the most updated, relevant, what's working now, lead generation training to help you get leads fast, build your business, and turn a profit. I mean, that sounds pretty badass. That's like the best elevator pitch for Monday mastermind, right? And it's free. Isn't that funny? So it's something that we offer. And it's, you know, listen to all that. Like, how did it feel when you're reading that? It feels like, okay, this is exactly what I need. Because that's the 3 most things that everybody needs in business. They need sales, they need leads, and they need eyeballs. They need a profit, and, you know, leads, sales, and there's another one. Conversion? I don't know. Now I'm having a squirrel moment. Okay, so number 5 is make them feel loved. So elicit chemicals in the prospect's nervous system of love and connectedness. So one of the strongest psychological motivators is that, and just kind of like, I want them to feel more impressed with themselves than they are with me. That is my absolute personal favorite. You won't find that in Copywriting Mastery. I had to add that. I have that on my phone. You guys can feel free to write that down, because it's going to put you in a place of humble. And you know, what happens sometimes with people is they kind of get that instant success sometimes, and then it gets to their head and they kind of forget where they came from. And they walk around with like that they're badass shit, you know, and they get all this money and blah, blah, blah. Like I talked to you about that guy that, okay, I'm a millionaire in 2 years. I'm like, well, that's awesome. I think that's freaking awesome. Congratulations. But you want them to feel more impressed with themselves than they are with you, right? So that's actually a pretty good quote. So the goal is to get them to associate and anchor the feeling of love to your solution, not your brand, but your solution. So this isn't thinking about some kind of catchphrase that you need to come up with. You need to come up with a solution. And what is that solution? You start speaking that. And we're kind of running out of time here almost, but number 6 is make them feel needed, right? Not that you need the sale, but but that what they do matters. Okay, so you make them feel that they are significant and needed. So physically say that you're unique, you're a powerful leader, and that is ready to make a difference. You stand out and you don't settle for the status quo. Now, obviously, you're not going to just like say this like you don't mean it. You really got to mean it, because every single one of you that are listening to this, you are unique, you are powerful, you are a leader in your niche. When you're ready and you want to do it, right? If you're sick and tired of being stuck and you just want to figure this thing out, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, I've been online for eons or whatever, and I know a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff in my head. I have a lot to share. You know what? I'm pretty unique. I am a powerful leader, and I'm ready to make a difference. And I stand out, and I know how to do it. I know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm not going to settle for the status quo, because am I going to be myself, the same person I am a year from now? Ask yourself that. If it's a no, then ask yourself, do I want to be the same person I am today 6 months from now? Hell no. But, if you're not growing, you're dead. If you want to be the same person you are next week, or do you want to put something in your mind, and you know what I mean? So you just kind of let them paint that picture for them and just say, let's do this. Let's move forward and get this going. I'm not going to go through all of these because there's a lot of information, but I want to give you the headlines. So number 7 is give them a sense of hope. Number 8 is make them feel that they are contributing and leaving a legacy. And number 9 is tell them secrets, because here's an example. Pops and I are going to go to a Ray Higdon event coming up, and it's the first one ever. He's never done it before. If you don't know who Ray Higdon is, you can just Google him. He'll pop up. He's just a marketing guru that's a coach now, who's teaching people how to get their to dominate the internet. Let's just say that, and become professionals. So we're going to his event on the 28th and the 29th this month. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the 2 days, and I'm going to write a whole bunch of awesome notes, whether I know it or not, doesn't matter. But I'm actually going to write all these notes. I'm going to convert them into a lead magnet. And that's like telling people that I have this product. It was closed doors. Only like 50 people were in this room with Ray Higdon. Learning all these secrets about social media. How would you like to see my notes for free? Right? And this is type of the copywriting mastery you can put into anything, whether it's for free, whether it's for sale, whether it's on sale. You just want people to take action. So use this in conversations. Copywriting mastery is something that you need in your business. Number 10 is give them a sense of power. Like I was saying before, that they are enough, that, you hand them over the power so they can have that power of decision, and just kind of like let them know that they are in the decision power, and then offer a scapegoat, of course. Always give them an out. Always give them an out. That is super important. Just like what Dave was saying just recently, is that, yeah, you can click on that yellow shiny candy-like button below this video and get intent for this marketing system for 10 days, $10 trial. No big deal. That's nothing compared to some of the systems I see out there. But you don't even have to stay. You can just check it out. You get full access. Well, we want you to stay, of course. We want you to be a part of this and break through the stuckness that you might be in, right? But I always give people a scapegoat. Just say, you know what? This may or may not be for you. That's fine. I'm just kind of giving it your way if you want it. If you don't want it, that kind of thing. And 12 is you calm their fears and doubts. You calm their fears and doubts. This is where the, the CD comes in. the CD comes in, right? Yeah, cognitive dissonance comes in, and this teaches you how to calm that and just kind of take those fears and those objections and turn them around and say, you know what? Let's do this. This is, yeah. So let me just go ahead and stop sharing real quick. Actually, I wanted to share one more thing before I do that. I forgot I had one more thing. So the action step for you is to go ahead and purchase the Copywriting Mastery. If you want to master the art of how to fulfill the 12 undeniable human needs. I mean, it's another skill that you can learn, but as soon as you master it, you study it, and you use it, and you start using the language out there, you start practicing, you start having those conversations, all of a sudden it'll come out, and you'll just be like, whoa, where did that come from? And you feel like a ninja, you feel like you tackled something important. It's amazing stuff. For tonight, if you want to screenshot this or write this down, there's a fast track homework that I wanted to send to you today. Is you think of 3 things that changed your business or make a huge difference for you. This could be the reason why you started. Maybe you had like some results as far as maybe it's a health and wellness and you lost weight, or maybe you did have a couple of leads that came in or something like that, or maybe something like you had like people come and go in your business, but there's something that changed in your business and it made a huge difference for you. Write those 3 things down, right? Maybe it was an aha moment. It doesn't really have to be a monetary gain. It doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to do income claims. We don't have to put hype in there as far as, you know, doing those huge claims, right? Something that's even small changes can make a huge difference in somebody's life, right? It could be a blog. I mean, if I couldn't be here where I'm at today if I didn't have a blog, because I couldn't put 2 sentences together when I started. And now I'm actually doing trainings, which is pretty awesome. I've been doing it for, what, 3 years now? It's pretty insane. Making my own videos, doing Facebook Lives. I started Facebook Lives when they were brand new, and I did them for like a long time. And I'm like, something's got to change, so I stopped doing it. Anyways, so there's 3 things that change in your business that make a huge difference for you. Write those 3 things down. And then write out the event and what was it in detail. So just really think about it, because this is going to help you think about what you're going to put in your copy and start having these conversations. Find your why. It's going to start attracting the people into your business, because you're going to start speaking that language, because ultimately you're finding people that are just like you, right? So you need to find out what are these things that changed, give you an aha moment, and you can provide that for people. Because I don't go out, I don't sell MLSP. I never do. I sell the workshop. I sell these hangouts. Well, mostly the workshop, because that's where it happens. That's the magic. Then the moments when you became upset or trigger, that is a timeline or event. You write down your story. That's where you get your story. So when you felt upset, when you had a trigger, it's a timeline or event, and that's your story. So I hope this has been helpful. Let me go ahead and stop sharing my screen. I don't think I have anything else except for squirrel. Okay.
Did you plan that?
I did. I could. I planted a squirrel.
That was very cool. That was very cool. Katie, thank you so much for that. And, you know, those points you mentioned, I'm sure they're just the tip of the iceberg, where people can actually grab the rest of that stuff inside of the course on the right-hand side, Copywriting Mastery. Go ahead and, you know, we say that, I'm not saying this because I don't know where you are. I don't know who you're affiliated with, but I just want to say that if you honestly want to increase your value inside of your business, the best way to do that is by buying a product that will increase your value. That is the quickest and easiest way. And I can speak for everybody here when I say that we've invested thousands in our education, and that's part of the reason we are where we are today. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I first got started was I was trying to look for the easiest way out. I was trying to look for the easiest way to make a buck. And the truth of the matter is that until I let that go, until I actually decided that was not the way. You can't go into this industry thinking, I want to make money on the internet without spending any money, because quite frankly, you're the scam. You're the scam. If you're saying to yourself, I want to do this without spending any money, you are the scam. Because if somebody comes to you and says, how much have you spent on your education? What are you going to say? How's that conversation going to go? Oh no, I just know it's really great. And the only way that you can really get there is by investing in your own education. And this is exactly why you've got Pops and Katie going to events that they can go to, because they pay for the privilege to be there. And the only way that they are going to get to another level is by going there. This is why I myself decided I was going to go to Vegas in 2015. I think it was 2015. I went to Vegas on my own dime because it was a way that I could get there. Granted, it's a lot harder being in South Africa, but I didn't let that stop me. And this is exactly what you need to do. You need to decide, if I want to become more valuable, if I want to become somebody that people turn to for knowledge and education, I need to educate myself. This is why knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. That's why you need to understand that. So with that being said, we're actually on the top of the hour. I don't know if anybody else here wants to say anything before we go.
I'm going to throw in the third clog to that. Knowledge is power when applied properly. But you do have to take action. So if you want and you join us and we can share with you, but you're also going to have to take action and share it with others in order to become successful. And the hype isn't going to do it. If you care about people, you care about yourself, because it's going to, if you're a good person, it's going to go against your grain, and you're going to feel like crap somewhere along the line, and it's non-sustainable. If you want something that's going to last you for your whole life and have some residual income, do it with attraction marketing the right way, the way we teach it. Jamie, I think you had.
Yeah, I was just going to write off what Dave was saying. It's like saying, I'm going to be a doctor, but I'm not going to go to medical school. Yeah. And people don't realize. They think once they're done with college or high school, they're done learning, And actually, I read an article this morning that it doesn't pay to go to college anymore, because so many kids are coming out of college so deep in financial aid debt that it's not even funny, and it's a worldwide epidemic. At least in the United States, it is. I don't know how it is overseas, but in the United States, it is. And I'm living testament to that. I come out of college, I got $100,000 in student loan debt that I'm paying down. And actually, what I spent on my education, I actually learned more in my online marketing family that I learned. I mean, yeah, I have a skill and a trade that I can use to go to a job in corporate America, but am I truly happy in corporate America? No. And that's where a lot of people fail at. They're not happy in corporate America and they want to get out. So they have to spend more money investing in their online education. And if you don't invest in your online education, you're going nowhere. So you have to, invest some more to get out of corporate America. And I made this comment a couple weeks ago. Katie got a kick out of it. It's funny how I spent so much money to get a job in corporate America, and now I've spent the last 7 or 8 years trying to get out of corporate America, investing in myself.
I agree. I mean, the dynamics of school and college and university have changed so much. Unless you want to actually study to be a doctor, or go into law enforcement or become a teacher, because I understand that those are valid. We need people like that. But I remember growing up, and there were people studying technical drawing, or they wanted to be a graphic designer, and all of that stuff. I mean, people pay thousands and thousands of dollars to get educated with that. And you can learn all of that stuff online. You can develop your own business by just learning on the internet. That's the amazing thing about what we have. And unfortunately, we've come into a place where we have a great community inside of My Lead System Pro. It's an amazing community of people, and it's still going after 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. That's an amazing accomplishment, I think. I think it's the longest I know of a company that's been around helping other people. And so many leaders, so many millionaires in this industry came from My Lead System Pro, where we are at right now. This is ground zero for you when you're starting out. So go ahead, click that button, get started today, take the plunge, and contact us once you're in, and we will tell you the steps to get on to your own workshop or to join our workshop, depending on where you are at. So with that being said, we'll say goodbye. We'll see you same time next week. And don't forget of all the hangouts that we have during the week. We've got, oh, Katie, you can take this from now. What hangouts do we have?
Well, tomorrow we have Pops and I at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, the Stage Crew Live. Then we have Rocket Ricky at 8 p.m. Eastern Time after that show. I do have a banner on that page, so you can hop from show to show. Then on Wednesday, Wisdom Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Then Jamie and Wonder Wit is Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Then we have our workshop, which is for members only. Then we come right back here on, Maria and Sonia on Tuesday. Maria and Sonia Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember that as well. I did forget that. Sorry, Maria and Sonia. But we have a lot of these hangouts. That's what we do. This is what happens when you become thought leaders. We share all this content and just get people in and help them grow in their whatever business. Doesn't matter what business you're in. If you want to become a thought leader, if you want to get out there and dominate the industry and the internet and YouTube or Facebook, whatever your strengths are, we'll help you out. So thanks.
All right, guys, we'll see you then. You have a great, great evening. And we hope everything goes well for you. We will see you soon. Okay, bye-bye.